What's up, world? I am Joe Henson.
I'm Briley.
And we Blight Love, man, and we welcome y'all to Lame Shit Different Day. You know what I
Lame
mean?
shit, different day.
Episode 16. 16. It's 16. Yeah, think about it.
No.
Oh. Episode 16, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Hope you in tune. And thank you for tuning in. And we gonna get into some other shit, man. We still in the Art of Love collection, but this one a little different. This one isn't so focused on love relationships, like man, woman, man, whatever your sexual preference is. It ain't necessarily romantic this time around. It's more so about us, man. Us. We Black love, but this time we talking about black love. Like all black people, no matter what kind of relationships you may have, man, whether it's a friendship, business partnership, whether it's just us as a race, we gonna really dive into black love. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. Battery charged. What about our announcer, man? What about our announcer for this episode?
I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Manischewitz. This episode is not brought to you by Manischewitz. I don't know. All I know is this like communion wine, but it blackberry, so it black Jesus blood, not white Jesus blood. It black Jesus blood. It good as hell though. Blackberry, whoo, that be what 11%? 11% alcohol?
Yeah.
11% alcohol.
100% pure blackberry wine.
100%. Cause if it ain't 100, it ain't 100, and if it ain't 100, it ain't my style, man.
Thanks to the Jewish community.
We're not Jews.
No, but this right here.
Yeah, they hear something serious.
I wonder.
And you know, I didn't realize how perfect it is though that we drinking this. You know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And we on some blackberry Manischewitz. It looked like it say Manischewitz, but I don't know. Manischewitz, I don't know. Some shit. But thank y'all, because this shit good and this shit get you there.
I wonder if we Google it, can we get the pronunciation? More than likely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but I don't care that much. Black of the Berry, man. Shout out to all the black people, man. Black lives still matter. Always have, always will. That gotta be said. Shout out to all y'all though, man.
Yeah.
So, what we want to really dive into, just the state of the country right now. Like where we at right now, like as a country, but definitely as people, like as black people, you know, like where are we right now? And what is it gonna take for us to get where we trying to go? First of all, we got to figure out where we trying to go. Where are we trying to go as black people? What is our finish line? What does our finish line look like? What does our goal look like? Like when this movie of life that God is directing is over, what is it that we're trying to achieve when it's all said and done? You know what I mean? Like what is it that what are we after exactly?
To be honest, what it looks like, we don't know. Like I hear people say equality, we want to be treated equal and this, that, and next, but I also be seeing people that kind of just want to be seen as higher than other people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It don't make sense to me, because it's like, okay, you want to seem like royalty amongst everyone, but the reason why you feel like that is because you feel like we're lower, like we feel lower and we treat it lower. But it's like, okay, you would be doing the same thing. You would be oppressing people once you get to that status. So why would you want to do someone else like that?
You become what you hate if you're not careful. I say that a lot, man. Like, you really do become what you hate. I'm trying to see what we gonna watch while we do this. I just saw Superbad. I'm really thinking about Superbad. I ain't seen Superbad in a minute, but I'm trying to see.
It's been a while.
I'm trying to see, man. But you do become what you hate, though, man, if you ain't careful. And I hope we understand, like, no racism is good. And I know people say black folks can't be racist, but
man, that's some bullshit.
But yeah, I don't believe that. I get what they're saying. Like, we don't have the power to implement a system like the system we live in America, where we can be like, you can't work here because you're not black type thing. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I know personally, if you black and you work in HR, or you're a manager, or like the hiring manager, you can use that. You can do that. That can happen.
People have done it.
I know. That's why I'm saying it. Like, people, when I worked at the movie theater, there were black managers. They didn't not hire somebody because they weren't black or because they were white or whatever. But they did hire certain women because ultimately they wanted to have sex with them.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, that happened though.
But now
they hired them just because they were pretty and wanted to have sex with them, and they had the power to say if I want to hire you or if I don't.
My first job, I had heard at the time, and I don't know how true it is, but because I ain't asked them, I didn't care. But front end manager was over the hiring, over the cashiers, basically, like who they wanted, and they would pick particular people that they thought were pretty because that'll bring the people in, but not prettier than her.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah.
What? So you mean to tell me?
Yeah.
I was like, I could take offense to that, but honestly, I don't give a fuck. But it's people that do that, and I'm like, what's the motive?
But see, the thing is, we got to realize if it's people who can do that, that means those same people of color, black folks, can not hire Billy. You know what I mean? Because of whatever grudge they might have. And some of us got grudges, and like a lot of us have admitted, at least people that I didn't talk to, that there is a prejudice there as far as like black folks. It was just only right to do Black Jesus since we drinking their blood. But like, you know, like, I don't know, man. Prejudice to me is the seed of racism. You know what I mean? Like, it sprouts that. Like, when you find yourself being prejudiced and discriminating and treating people differently because you have some deep rooted resentment or some deep rooted just dislike, you know, however you want to word that, that can easily turn into racism. And all it takes is somebody to give you some ignorant reason to justify that. Like, let's say you can't be racist. And that one little seed, when you put that with the fact that, okay, I already kind of feel some kind of way about this group of people because what they did to my group of people, if we not careful, y'all, we could slip into the pocket of racism and don't even know it. And to me, I don't think you have to control the system to be racist. I just don't think so. You know what I mean? Like, just like you don't have to control the system to be a colorist. You know what I mean? Colorism. You don't have to control, like, from a high level to be able to be on some colorist shit. You know what I mean? Like, and that happens all the time. Like, all you have to be is light skin or white or dark skin or whatever. But you don't necessarily need a system to implement that type of mentality and that level of prejudice. So I think black people, actually, ain't no thing. I know black people can be racist. Any race can be racist, dog. You know what I mean? That's kind of crazy to me. That's just like saying Mexicans, like, not Mexicans, but Hispanic people can't be, you know what I mean? Like, they can be racist too. Yep. Anybody can be racist.
It's Asians that are. Like, it don't.
Yes.
Racism is racism. It don't matter what race you are.
Yes.
It does not matter.
You know what I mean? But But that ain't exactly what we gonna really talk about. But that's just part of what we talking about though, because we living in a world now. We living in a country now where racism is such a hot topic, and I wish I could say that that was new, but we've been having this race shit going on for who knows, man.
Way too long.
Way too long, man. Like way too long. And at the end of the day, it ain't even about that. Like this life shit ain't even about that. It's not about race, man. It really ain't, y'all. But with that said, this particular episode ain't technically about race, but I guess it technically is, because I do want to talk directly to us people, black people. So what I really want to come from, as far as the angle, me personally, I want to talk about what is it gonna take, man, for us to be where we want to be? What is it gonna take? It hurt to see us where we at. It really do.
Yeah.
It hurt, man. That shit hurt me. And when I say see us where we at, I mean every day I go online and I see us bash and attack each other for really no reason. I see us judge and compare each other for really no reason. For all the Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan comparing ass niggas, like, I know it seemed like all fun and games, or it ain't really that important, it ain't major, and to some extent it's not. But at the same time, you really got to ask yourself, why do you feel like you have to compare great black men? Why we can't appreciate all three of them for what they did? They all added something to the game. They all added something to the culture. Why do we feel like we have to compare? Where does that come from? It don't come from it don't come from a basketball game. It don't come from the NBA, bro. That come from slavery. That's some Mandingo type shit, where we having to be like compared and one picked over the other. One, you know what I mean? Like, why do, like, we have to know this stuff? We have to know what stemmed from slavery. We got to understand Malcolm X when a man said, "Who taught you to hate yourself?" Cause that's some really real shit, man. And that's self-hatred, whether we know it or not. That is self-hatred now. When it comes to your own people, that's self-hatred. It's one thing to like LeBron James, but when you like LeBron and feel like you have to shit on Jordan to express that you like LeBron, you gotta know that's self-hatred. That's self-hatred now. That's like dark-skinned people trying to make themselves light-skinned because they feel like they ain't pretty if they not light-skinned. You know what I mean? Like, that's like trying to change your hair to look more white, like have more like white people type hair, even though you got thick hair and you got black hair. Like, you got black hair. There's nothing wrong with having black people hair. But if you feel like something wrong with your hair because it don't look like Becky, then that's a form of self-hatred. And that shit real.
That's where like the terminology of good hair, bad hair come from. And it's like,
black hair beautiful.
Why can't it just be hair? Like, everybody got hair. Most of everybody anyway.
And good hair, bad hair should be more so about the quality of the hair, not necessarily if it's like white people or like black folks, because at the end of the day, good and bad hair quality ain't based off of race. It's based off the health of your actual hair.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like, if you got thick hair, like her hair thick, man, I be telling her, like, I love your hair. I love your hair. She be like, it's so thick. That's right. That's your hair.
I just get tired of detangling. That's
your hair. Love your hair, man. Love yourself, man. Love your skin, man. Love your people. We gotta love our people.
It get
like, we got to.
It gets depressing, like seeing all you see online and then what you see in the everyday life. It's not even just online, but it makes you lose hope in your own people, and it shouldn't be like that. Like, and I'm not saying that I don't see hope at all. Like, I don't see, like, I know we have greatness. Everyone has greatness. I know we have greatness in us, but why do we choose the latter? Like, why do we choose the negative end of who we are? Why do we lean so much on that instead of uplifting each other? Like, we shoot each other down physically and figuratively so much for nothing.
That's a good segue right there. You can keep going, but that's a good segue
to
work.
That was it.
That was a good segue to work. Okay. We live in Albany, Georgia. Born and raised, that's our hometown. That's where our heart at. Albany, Georgia. Albany. Pronounced
All
Albany,
Benny.
not Albany. For the folks who ain't from down bottom, ain't from the south. Albany, Georgia. Shout out to y'all, man. We love y'all. I love this city. But that's where we from. In our city, it really ain't no new story in our city, man. It's the same shit, man. You got them areas that's impoverished. You got them areas that you got the hoods. You know what I mean? You got the low income houses, and you got the people who just deprived in so many ways. So because they got them that deprivation that they live with, they in so many ways, man, they cry out. You know what I mean? They cry out and they lash out and they do stuff out of that pain, out of that deprivation, out of that feeling of starvation. It ain't necessarily food starvation either. Sometimes it's just starving for equality, starving for peace of mind, starving for respect, starving to be acknowledged. So lately, man, we just been having a lot of murders. Goddamn wine be having me, you know what I mean? That shit be having, that bitch be like, all right, nigga, I got bubbles. You gotta do something out there. But I don't know, man. Like, it's just so many people here who's either been shot, robbed, or killed. And I was talking to my homie Jamaica, and he was just saying, like, it's just crazy, man, that people like get to a place where they hate somebody so much where they like, I gotta kill you. And my response was, bro, they don't hate these people they killing. That's not hate. These ain't hate crimes. They're mad. A nigga said something to them, or a nigga rep a different gang or some shit, and they see this nigga, or they in the club and then nigga throw up his sign, or he throw up his set or whatever, and they don't like that. Not that they hate him. Most of the time they don't know each other enough to hate each other. But it's like please follow me what I'm saying right now. Like, really think about what I'm saying, y'all. How is it that somebody can make you mad? Man, we get mad easily, dog. Kaya done goddamn hit her toe on the goddamn foot of the bed and fucked her damn pinky toe up and been mad as hell doing that shit. I done been goddamn, that damn door that lead to the kitchen and been closed and ain't be dark and fucking my ass just think I'm just Kaya close that bitch. I think I'm just finna walk in the kitchen and get something to drink, and I hit that bitch and I immediately get mad. You ever hit your funny bone on some shit and get mad just like that?
Yeah.
Did I want to kill somebody when that happened though? You know what I mean? Like, my point in what I'm saying is just, it's so easy to get mad and it happens so fast. How can something that fleeting, that can come from something so small, how can that be enough reason for us to decide somebody don't deserve to live? You know what I mean? Like, that's really, because it's deep. It ain't even about the person. The murders ain't even about the people they murdering. It ain't about what set a person real or no shit like that. It ain't about no gang shit. It ain't about no money or no drug shit. That ain't really why people are being killed like that around here or around the world or around the country. When it come to us now, black people, and people don't believe in black on black crime, but if two dudes fighting or do whatever and one of them black dudes kill the other black dude, that is a black on black crime. If a dog and another dog fighting them and one of them get killed, that dog killed another dog, nigga. That was a dog fight. You know what I mean? We don't say that was an animal fight. We say that's a dog fight. Michael Vick got locked up for fighting dogs, having dog fights. Black on black crime, I ain't gonna lie, hell yeah, in the media they do pump it up and make it seem like it's bigger than it is. But we can't front though when two black people find themselves in that type of scenario and somebody end up getting killed or robbed or some shit like that happen, technically that is a black on black crime. But we got to understand the reason why they push that agenda so much. But we also got to realize they push that agenda, but it's a half truth. Because on one end, it is a black on black crime because it's black people involved doing the crimes towards each other. On the other end, this shit don't happen like they say it happened in the news. But they do that because it's all this shit about race in their country, man. And that's the fucked up part.
Programming.
It's it's programming. But that is a black on black crime now. If me and Kaya got into some shit and she shot me and killed me or some shit, that's a black on black crime. If she was a white woman and some shit happened and I killed her, well then, that was a black on white crime. But it don't really matter if it's white on white, black on black. That don't really matter. What matters is lives being lost, and these lives are being lost over nothing.
Yeah.
Really nothing, man.
It's
Nothing.
I
Being mad?
I think it's a combination of ego,
Yes.
poor mentality, fear mentality, survival. I guess I should just wrap that up into that.
Yeah.
And speaking on survival, it's the conditions that we are forced to be in, whether we like it or not. And we see it. I was finna say we see it not only in the lower communities, but we'll see it in the suburban areas too, because we just I don't know, man. It's a mentality, dog, and I don't know. Well, I do know. I know where it comes from. But how do we get out of it? It's like we've gotten so comfortable in being in that state and in that mentality that that's where we want to stay, but we don't like it. We don't like how it feel. We don't like how it look. We don't like how we continuously see it. If we dealt with it in our past, when we have kids, now we seeing our kids deal with it, and they dealing with it on a heavier level than we did. It has evolved now. So now it's like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do to protect our babies? You know, and not only protect our babies, but their babies in the future. So we gotta figure something out. We gotta do it. We can't just speak on it, because we do a lot of talking. But we ain't doing nothing. Nothing. And like I said, and it's gonna be it's because a lot of people are comfortable in it. They think it's okay because that's what they're used to. But you don't have to be used to that. Like, there is something else. There's something on the other side of this that we have not experienced yet. So why not give it a shot?
What you think on that other side that we ain't experienced?
Love, support, less ego. A whole lot. I mean, everybody gonna have ego, because I mean, everybody have to have ego to some extent, but less selfishness, because we tend to be very selfish because we've had to be. It's like, well, dang, I ain't got much. Like, I could give this, but are they gonna do it back for me? Are they gonna do this for me too in the long run? And we really shouldn't even think like that, but we do, because we stuck in survival.
But do we have to be though?
No.
Like, can we really not survive if we don't sell drugs? Is that literally the reality of life? You can't survive as a black person that don't have a lot of money, or at least a middle class black person, if you don't sell drugs.
There's other ways to make money. There's other ways to make a living.
Is robbing? Do we have to rob? Do we have to do that? Because I done been broke as fuck. I'm talking about very broke, and like on the brink of being evicted type shit. And I never did none of that. I never had to do none of that. I didn't have to sacrifice some shit, but I never had to do none of that. I remember being younger, and my dad, he might not have had money like he needed to have or wanted to have. He'll pawn something. He ain't never kill nobody though. He ain't robbed nobody. I remember one time that man went to the pawn shop, and I'm sitting in the front seat with my gang gear, and that nigga looked at me, and he looked at my gang gear, and he looked at me, and he thought about it. And I'm thinking to myself, nigga, I'm playing Sonic, nigga. I'm on a new board. Like, please don't take my game gear from me, dog. Please don't take that game gear from me, dog. But something inside of him made him be like, you know what? I ain't gonna pawn his gang girl. He enjoying that. I
Mm,
bought that for him. And he been playing the hell out of it since I bought that. And he didn't do it. But he done pawned a lot of shit though. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he got some stuff from some pawn shops too. My first watch, like real watch, came from a pawn shop. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like my boom box that I did my first recordings on, like with the tapes and the press play and record shit,
Mm.
that came from a pawn shop. That was a pawn shop boom box.
I've had jewelry from a pawn shop that I was very excited to get.
Yeah,
But I've also had my things pawned too.
yeah. And people who be strung out on drugs, they'll pawn some shit in a heartbeat to get a few dollars.
And that's how my stuff got pawned.
But it's
Man,
like, oh, what you finna say?
I would. That's just a. That just ties into what we was talking about because, um, somebody that we knew was on drugs at the time, and when we weren't home, pawned our shit,
Mm-hmm.
and to have money to go buy more. And that's another way we hurt each other. We hurt each other by distributing those products. We hurt each other by stealing from each other. And it's not just a physical steal. It's like you stealing somebody's peace of mind, like that VHS or VCR or whatever, or that PlayStation or something brought peace to that child. That brought joy to that child, or it brought joy to that parent who bought it and you took that away. You know, that could have been the only little thing that they had. But we don't, I don't know, it's like we don't consider, if we call each other brothers and sisters, we got to consider each other as a brother and sister. Like, would you treat your brother like that? Like your legit blood brother like that? Would you treat your blood sister like that? And if you do, you got to do some self-evaluation. Like, everybody ain't perfect, but that ain't in love, dog. That's not moving in love. Mm-hmm. That is not moving in love. We gotta be mindful. If you treat your brother and sister like that, how you expect them to treat your child? How you expect other people to treat your child if you're going around having that type of energy with someone else? Just know that it's gonna be coming back.
Yeah.
So, and I'm trying to word it like I want to word it. I feel like I ain't wording it right. You're gonna get there though. Just feel me, follow me. So, all I'm saying is, if we want better, it start with us on a personal level. Like what I'm talking about starts with me. So how I treat myself and how I treat my man and how I treat my family and my friends, that matters. I want them to see that and embody that and go do the same. And it just keep trickling down. Let that cup fill up and let that thing overflow. You know what I'm saying? But if we keep knocking the cup over, then what we doing? That's just like when you be telling me, like, it's like, dang, I be building blocks and somebody always just come and knock it down. And now I got to put this energy in and building it back up. We not doing nothing to build ourselves back up.
We very judgmental with each other. And I don't know, man. I think it's something we got to really figure out. Like, why are we so judgmental towards each other? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we already know we're going to be judged by the world outside of us because nobody understand black people. We just kind of just out here. You know what I mean? In America, we just out here and we out here on our own. All we really got is each other. But we don't even have each other like that, though. And it's sad, man. It's really sad.
It's sad because we want other people to have us and we ain't even got each other. How you expect somebody else to want to help us and love us and uplift us when we ain't even doing that for ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
They see that. They see it and they know it and they say it. So can you really be that mad at them? Can you? I mean, you can, but can you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you really? Like, it starts with you, man. It starts at home. It starts at home. You gotta start seeing where the issues lie within yourself and within your family, within your community, and start fixing that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then when those people from out of town come and visit and be like, oh, I like that here. I like can they and then maybe they can take that home to where they are and start it. And start the whole process over and they can fix their community because we set an example.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta I mean, it's the same with kids, man. You gotta set an example. Set an
Mm-hmm.
example, not only just for the kids, but for each other and for ourselves. Cause hell, like we learn, we're constantly learning throughout our lives. It don't matter what age you are. You can be 88 years old. I mean, and it is the same where you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but they still watching. They pay attention.
Mm.
And they gonna be like, dang, we didn't do that in my generation. And they might not do it, but they see and they appreciate it and they'll let it be known like I like that. Keep doing that, young blood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That matters. Cause even though they might be old in age, that switched something. That switched. it's a shift in the matrix now. Oh, let's start doing something different. Because when you think about it, that's what our leaders did. Like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Rosa. Like, they saw that stuff. They saw that something need to change. I'm finna do it.
But I'm glad you mentioned Martin Luther King and Malcolm X because those were two leaders at the same time. But even with that, man, and I love Malcolm X, but I don't really think it was cool how Malcolm X used to like kind of drag Martin Luther King a little bit.
Yep.
Because, but that's man, I love how conversations just flow on their own. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X is a perfect example. And to me, a perfect example of kind of what's wrong. Like, at that time, that was during the civil rights time. That was during the time when, like, hey, man, we really need to band together.
Yep.
But even with somebody as intelligent as Malcolm, as powerful as Malcolm, as real as Malcolm, he would take slight little jabs at Martin Luther King in the midst of the civil rights movement. And it's like, bro, y'all fighting the same fight.
Yep.
He might be saying be peaceful about it. You might be saying if you shoot my people, if you kill my dog, I'm gonna kill your cat type shit. But y'all still fighting the same fight. We don't need that divide. We don't need that. We need to come together. If we got a difference in tactics, cool. Do it your way over here. I do it my way over there. And one of these ways gonna work. Or maybe both of them together will work. But we don't have to like, let me get there. But we don't have to like do that. Like, we don't have to do that though. We supposed to be doing this. We supposed to be doing this. We don't need to be doing that. All right, I'm done.
It can be a compromise met, whether it's a difference or not. It can be a compromise somewhere. You can find common ground somewhere where it can flow together and work together. Because nobody is going to be, which we are seeing, it's always going to be one half and another half. But it's always going to be some kind of middle ground somewhere that can be met and made and move in that. But we get so caught up in our own personal beliefs or feelings that we miss the whole picture. So.
Yeah, boy, I need to start being on Facebook at 11 o'clock at night. All the shit I see on a daily basis, I don't see none of it right now. I need to start waiting until 11 o'clock to get on Facebook. Ain't that something? Cause boy, daylight, they be out here, boy. They be out here, man. I'm so glad. I just learned that because I don't really be on Facebook like that around this time. Man, look. But anyway, man, we just gotta really just sit down and really ask ourselves what we want, man. We all got different tactics. Like right now, people getting on Ice Cube. You know what I mean? They getting on Ice Cube and shit. And I'm like, first of all, man, Ice Cube ain't no politician. But let's be clear though, because this is a thing that I see with us as black people, and this come between black unity. And all I'm saying and on my half of this podcast, everything I'm saying is just really pointing out the things that come between us being able to connect like this. Ice Cube ain't no politician, but he is a black man with power. He is a black man who's accumulated a level of success where he can have conversations with Trump and he can make some moves happen in higher places. He can do that. But this is how black people are. If don't know celebrity in Ice Cube's position, mind you now, they're not politicians. But if nobody did nothing or nobody said nothing or nobody tried nothing or nobody put up no money or did nothing, they'd be like, the celebrities don't do nothing. They don't care about us. They just get money and make money off us. That would be the thing. But then when one of these celebrities who got the power and the resources and the capability of reaching out and talking to these people, when they do it, now the issue be, you ain't no politician. You don't know what you're doing. Why are you letting them manipulate you and you doing X, Y, Z? But it's like, bro, which one do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want them to say something or do you want them to not? But at the end of the day, what I'm learning about us as a people, we just want to put our hand in your back or up your ass and just, hey, this is what I feel. This is what we want puppets. We want to control and dictate exactly what happens. But you can't control exactly what happens and how it happens unless you're the one doing it. But it's not you doing it. All we can do, in my opinion, that would be like constructive. We got to support our brothers that's up there. We got to support our sisters that's up on that level where they can push for us. And we got to be loving enough, forgiving enough, empathetic enough, understanding enough to know they're not going to do everything right, but they trying though. It's better for Ice Cube to try than for nobody to try. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause let's be real. All y'all talking about go out here and vote. Voting ain't done it, and we done have 46 presidents, and voting ain't worked yet. It ain't worked yet. We've been voting since 1788. It has not worked yet. As a matter of fact, let me pull this shit up. So like, we just gotta, I don't know, man. We gotta really just sit down and think about what we want and what we need out here.
To be honest, we shoot stuff down before anything can even get started.
Like with Jay-Z. When Jay-Z did the Super Bowl shit, folks was on his ass. But I'm like, but you like football. And there are black people in the league. And people were saying, create our own league. We can do that. That's cool. We can do that. But we don't necessarily have to. We don't have to do that. Because this is the thing. When we always be saying we need to segregate and separate all of us from them, what we really for real setting up is, I don't want to say racism, but at the same time, we're trying to create a divide. And God didn't create us to be divided like that. God didn't intend for its children to be divided like that. So we got to sit down and really ask ourselves, is that really for the betterment of the world for us to be black folks over here doing it ain't no white folks, it ain't no Asians, it ain't no Hispanics. It's just black folks. It's just Hispanic people. It's just Asian people. It's just white folks. It's just this. It's just that. Is that really the answer? I don't think that's the answer. I don't think that's really the answer. There are plenty of ways we can come together as a people, no matter what our shade, background, race, none of that. There are ways we can come together and coexist. We have to. We still gonna share this earth no matter what the fuck. Like we can have a black NFL league, but can I ask you something? How would you feel, my brother, my sister, black people, if they had an all white league and couldn't no black people be a part of it? Mm-hmm. How would you feel? How would you feel? You know what I mean? Like, we got to be careful not to become what we hate. And at the end of the day, man, it's love that going to change this shit. It's love for ourselves, and it's love for everybody else that's going to change this shit. I know we in a fucked up system. We probably going to always be in a fucked up system until we do what it really take to break the system, because the system is already broken, but it need to be shattered. It need to be brought down. Mm-hmm. It need to be like, hey, nigga, on some Twin Tower shit, we need to bring this motherfucker down. the walls of Jericho. We need to bring this motherfucker down. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fucked up system we in, man. And we gotta understand that the system was designed and built to make me and her hate each other. That's what the system was built for now. It was built to make me and her hate each other. It was built to make me and my brother hate each other. It was built to make us see each other as enemies. So every time we selling cocaine, crack, pills, shit that we know gonna destroy people's lives and destroy our communities, we doing what they want us to do.
And it's not
We doing what they want now.
it's not so much of a feeling thing. Feelings are a part of it, but it's like I was saying earlier, mentality. Like it's really chiseled down, embedded in the mentality of our people.
Yep.
And so much so we don't even see it. We don't see it.
We don't see it the same way born slaves. People who were born slaves didn't know they were slaves.
We
If
don't see
if
it.
that's all you're used to, how you gonna know anything else if you don't go out and get the knowledge of something else? But I want to just play this audio from Mike Epps. Shout out to Mike Epps and fucking KRS-One. KRS-One said exactly how I personally feel about voting, and I don't hear no lies. But I'm gonna just play this.
If you a voter and if you into voting and all of that, do your duty and urge everybody around you to go ahead and do that, no question. Yeah. But some of us are revolutionaries, and we already know that the voting is a joke, really. The money that's involved, and on top of that, the electoral college, where you're not really voting for a president, you're voting for a member of the electoral college who then votes for the president. Dang. Even if they say, man, say that again, well, man. They say, oh, your vote counts. It's your voice. That's bullshit. It's going down. It's a chain of command, huh? And we at the bottom of that chain. Keep that in mind too, okay? So, like I was saying, it's the electoral college. Just that alone, just that concept by itself. We're not voting for a president. When you put your vote in, you are not voting for the president. You're voting for a member, a representative of your state. That's who you vote. That's who you put the vote. And they take the votes and say, oh, okay, Hillary won the popular vote. Hillary won the election. But we, the Electoral College, are just going to give it to Trump. What vote matters then?
That's some real shit, y'all. That's some real shit. Like, this the thing from my perspective and my understanding. And forgive me if I'm ignorant and I don't know something. But make sure I don't know, though. Don't just go off how you feel. But, like, with the Electoral College, for me, the way I see it, it's just insurance. It's just insurance. If the person we want to win don't win the popular vote, we got another way. We got another way. We can backdoor we can get who we want to come in through the back door now. It's another way. It's like a circus net. It's like, damn, you tight roping, but if you just so happen to fall, we got you. You know what I mean? And like, because you got to think about voting. First of all, the whole thing about voting, I'm not telling nobody not to vote. If you believe that shit gonna do something, do it. Because like I was saying about Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, if he choose to be peaceful and he choose to be on some retaliation shit, maybe we need both. Like, we talk about, well, I don't, but people talk bad about people who be out there protesting. But at the end of the day, the people protesting making some change happen.
Mm-hmm.
They're making some change happen. They might not protest perfectly, but who are we to say how they should protest? All we really can do is just be appreciative that they out there speaking for us, and they making noise for us. While we at home on our phones, they out there making noise, and that noise matters. We got to start respecting people's space, the space that they occupy, and the role they play. So if you vote, do your thing. That is needed. But I don't think your vote is going to be what's going to determine who's going to be in that chair in the Oval Office. But if nobody voted that were black, guess what? They wouldn't need the electoral votes then, because they gonna get who they want in office for real then. They gonna do it either way though. They're gonna do it either way. That's the thing. Like, we gotta realize we don't determine who in there. They determine who in there.
Yep.
When Obama was president, they wanted him to be in there. They knew what they was doing. That was strategic.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of think that's happening on the state level too.
To some extent, yes.
Not to keep diving into that.
To some extent, yes. Because it's the thing, man. We got to realize what the agenda of politics is. It ain't for the people. It's dressed up like that, but it ain't really for the people. And then, too, you got to think, like, what politician going to get up there and really tell you their flaws? What politician going to really say, hey, man, I want to be the president, or I want to be the senator, or I want to be this, I want to be that. But look, man, I got an issue with this. I don't do this that good. I feel this way about this, and I know y'all don't necessarily like that, but this is what I think would be better. Who's going to be that real? They all color they shit. And when I say color, I mean they give us rose-colored shades, and they be like, there you go. We want you to see this. We want you to think this. We want you to feel this. I'm going to tell you whatever you need to hear to give you the confidence to vote for me. Because I'm not finna come out here and just tell you where I fall short. And then, too, you got to think of how hard they try to convince us to vote for them. Is it genuine? Do you think that's genuine? I don't think that's genuine. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I don't think none of them niggas is genuine, dog. Period. Especially when it come to the national shit. When it come to the presidential shit, them niggas ain't genuine, dog. They not genuine like that. Even Obama. I think Obama really wanted to help. I really do. I think he really had good intentions. But I don't think he was genuine. And what I mean is, I don't think the yes we can and the inspirational shit, I think that was genuine. What wasn't genuine is him getting up at that podium and trying to be inspirational when in reality, he wanted to say, hey, y'all, these niggas on some bullshit. They on some bullshit. They ain't letting me do shit I want to do. They on some bullshit. That's what I mean when I say I don't think he was genuine. He couldn't say what he really wanted to say because at the end of the day, he ain't had that freedom. Trump say what the fuck he want to say, but I wonder why he can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Because any other president, they would have been cut the camera, cut something, been like, hey, we need to come back and talk about this, sir, because you doing too much talking.
And them niggas will go so far as to act like they got an issue with some shit, but in reality, they really don't.
They don't.
They
It's
really
mass
don't.
manipulation, man.
Yeah. But see, that's my point. Everybody that get up on them podiums and talk to us, them niggas, everybody in them conferences, them press conferences, all that shit, dog, it's manipulation. These people aren't really talking to us from their soul, from their heart, from the depths of who they are. All this shit manipulation to get votes. They want votes because they got an agenda. That would be like me and Kaya. Like me and Kaya date, and I'm like laying it on thick. Like I'm telling her every cliche thing that I know women like to hear. I'm telling her all the cliche shit. All of it. I'm laying it on so thick. I'm like, every other minute, you so beautiful. God, you so beautiful. I've been looking for a queen like you. I thank God for a queen like you. Look at you. You so natural. You so beautiful. Like the whole time we on our date, I'm just drilling that in there. You think I'm not doing that to get some pussy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I was just saying this shit to some people earlier, man, that I was talking to, like at OE when I was shooting around. Like, Biden, that nigga trying too hard to like get black people to love him, to appreciate him, to vote for him. He's trying very, very hard. He trying so hard where it's just like, bro, you can't be being genuine. You can't be being genuine.
You gotta read between the lines, man.
You can't be being genuine, dog. You're trying way too hard. I ain't seen nothing come out. I ain't seen nothing from that nigga that didn't seem to center around us. Now, mind you, I don't really pay attention to that shit that in depth because I already know the politics shit bullshit. It's bullshit, y'all. Ain't no president gonna save their country. You can call me whatever, but how much you want to bet? You name the price. How much you want to bet? I will bet the largest amount we can bet. Ain't no president gonna save their country.
We were thriving before we had a president, man. Like, all we need is each other. We just need each other. And we need to know we got each other. We need to learn how to trust one another. And you are going to have people that you can't trust, but then that just be that person that you can't trust. But
Cause this shit ain't gonna be no utopia, man. But at the end of the day, though, like, we do gotta realize we are all we got. Mm-hmm. We are all we got. So when we get online and we bash people, we bash the dudes because they broke or they ain't got this amount of money, or women don't fuck with the men because all men ain't shit. We hurt in the future. We're not allowing us to grow and come together so we can have a better future for our people. And the thing is, I wonder how many of y'all actually even care about the future of our people. Like, how many of y'all actually care about that?
Because from the looks of it,
very few. Very few.
And it's sad, man. I want our kids to be happy. I want them to be
free.
Yeah.
They gonna be happy, but I want them to be free.
Because this ain't it, man. This is not it. We've been captive not only of other people, but of ourselves for way too long.
We enslaving ourselves at this point.
Yeah, at this point, that they ain't gotta work. They ain't gotta enslave us no more. We doing it for them.
I mean, they are now. Don't get it twisted.
They are, but I'm saying they ain't got to work too hard.
They trained us, but see, that's the point. That's the underlying point of everything we saying. They have programmed us mentally, which is why they like, shit, we ain't gotta have y'all in bondage with chains and shit. We ain't gotta keep hanging y'all and doing all that. We overworking ourselves. We ain't gotta do all that. We can let y'all go and keep this in prison. Keep this thing here chained up. If I get you to kill him for me, I don't have to be involved in the case. You did it. Your hands on the fingerprints. I mean, your fingerprints on the gun. They didn't even see me at the crime scene. I was at my condo chilling. You shot him. They don't even know nothing about me. And when you tell them about me, they not gonna listen. And they ain't got nothing to connect me. That's what they doing. They remotely doing genocide now. They doing it remotely. The people who really killing people, the reason why George Floyd dead, rest his soul, rest in peace. The reason he's dead, that was a remote thing. You saw the police do it, but trust me, that was remotely done now. Nipsey, that was remotely done now. This shit remotely done. Meaning the people who really responsible for it, you don't even see them. Mm. They not even around. They not even around. You gotta think, like, the officer, man, that killed George Floyd. You gotta really think about how big his balls was to do it like that. Mm-hmm. What made him that comfortable? What made him feel that fucking comfortable to do that? Mm-hmm. That way. Because if you look at his face, he looks very confident. He looked very confident.
He was protected.
So it's like, what make you feel protected? It's people filming and all that, but you feel real confident and comfortable with doing this shit. I wonder why.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, man, y'all, the real issue, the real people we fighting and battling against, we don't see them niggas. It's Congress, man. Them Congress niggas don't give a fuck about us, y'all. They don't. And all this shit is for them to keep their family in a certain position, man. They want their family to be on the top. It's like literally some bloodline shit behind all this shit going on with their country, y'all. This shit ain't about people. It ain't about the citizens of America. It ain't about equality and coming together. It's some selfish, egotistical, narcissistic shit going on. It ain't about the people. It ain't never been about the people. Never.
But until the people start giving a damn about themselves, we gonna continue to be here. We gotta care about ourselves, man. We gotta care about ourselves and one another.
But we also got to realize the power we have. Black people powerful. We are powerful people when we together.
Yeah.
If we really came together as a people, it ain't nothing this country can do about us. They gonna have to pay up. We talk about reparations. We could get them. If we really want them, we can get them. But we not gonna get them on Facebook bickering about it. We not gonna get them being divided. One person think we gotta go this way, and the other person think we gotta go that way. And instead of us coming to a compromise and figuring it out, all we gonna do is these people so stupid, these motherfuckers so sleep, and we that's not the energy that's gonna bring us together.
Right.
Me and Kaya don't always agree. Hell, we just had a disagreement earlier about some shit to do with the truck, because the truck got to get fixed. But guess what we had to do? We had to come to some kind of compromise and figure out how we going to move. Like, that's just how it goes. If you can't sit down with somebody you disagree with, or that you got a different idea of what we need to do, if you can't sit down with that same person or those same people and say, okay, look, I think we should go this way. You think we should go that way. Let's come to a compromise. Until we can sit down and do that, this shit ain't gonna never work. But you know what's gonna help us do that? Love.
Mm-hmm.
Stop seeing your brother as your enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Stop seeing your sister as your enemy. Realize ain't none of us gotta be enemies. And the people that make us feel like I gotta shoot you because you get money on that block and I'm getting money on this block. First of all, the people who even put the drugs in the community that y'all fighting and killing over, you gotta know that ain't your brother that's putting them drugs there. Like, come on, man. By now we all know Ronald Reagan, man. By now we all know Ronald Reagan, and we know how that shit went. We know what happened in the 80s, dog. We know that the government put cocaine into the hoods in the 80s, man. We know this. That ain't even, at this point, man, if you don't know that, you really ain't been paying attention or researching nothing. We know that's what happened. So if we know that's what happened, why are we going to allow them to use dangling money over our head as a means to get us to fight and kill each other to try to get $1? $1 that's inflated like a motherfucker at this point. $1 ain't worth a damn right now.
It ain't. It is not.
$1 ain't worth. Man, me and Kaya be grocery shopping, man. The shit that we get for $70, $80, man, we could have got that and a whole bunch of other shit for the same amount of money in goddamn 1997. Like, $1 ain't worth shit right now.
It ain't got
It
no
ain't worth a
backing.
damn.
It ain't nothing but paper.
I mean, but it been that,
But
though.
yeah, it been that, but
that,
still,
but
it's no backing.
it's
behind
inflation that make the shit not worth a fuck. They inflating shit. Cause it ain't never been worth nothing. The very first dollar that was made wasn't worth shit. Listen to me. The very first dollar, it wasn't worth anything.
And we value that over our own lives, our family lives, our community lives, our friends' lives, and so many more.
I just will say we just value it over life. Because the people out here robbing, killing, and stealing and doing all that shit, they ain't doing that to their family and friends necessarily. But they are doing it to people that look like them. You know what I mean? But the thing is, and they ain't always doing it to people that look like them. Sometimes they doing it to a white person or some other person. But we literally put $1 over a human life. Everybody got family. Everybody got somebody that love them. Everybody got somebody where if you weren't here today, if you left this earth today, everybody has at least 10 people that would be fucked up if you were not on this earth any longer. And when I say fucked up, I mean like crying and grieving hard. Their life will never be the same. Everybody got at least 10 people like that. at least 10 people where if you died today, their lives will never be the same. They're going to be fucked up, and it's going to take a long time for them to get over it. Everybody got at least 10 people. You might not think about it because they keep us moving. They keep us moving and so distracted that we don't really sit down and really just absorb and take in the present moment or the day. We don't really realize or take out the time to be grateful for the people in our lives that really for real love us. But if we really just sat down and thought about it, it's a lot of people out here, more people than you think, that would be fucked up if you were no longer here.
We value things that come and go more than things that is like.
We value things more than people.
Yeah.
We value things more than people. And it's people that made those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's people that made those things. But like, we just gotta, to me, I just think we gotta get our priorities straight. We gotta really just sit down and ask ourselves what matter. Does it matter that Ice Cube didn't do it perfect? Or does it matter that Ice Cube loved us enough and he tried? He tried. Are we going to give him the benefit of the doubt? Or are we just going to assume that if he didn't do exactly what we think he should have did, the way we thought he should have did it, we just going to automatically assume he sold out? Ice Cube ain't no sellout, bro.
The way we feel like.
Ice Cube ain't no sellout, bro. Ain't nobody finna make me buy that one. Ice Cube ain't no sellout, dog. That man is not no sellout. He is a man trying, though.
Mm-hmm.
He is a man trying. How he a sellout when that nigga, I think he actually did pay for the people who was accused of looting recently. I think he paid for all of the he paid for all the shit that they stole to make sure they didn't get no charge. That ain't no sellout shit, dog.
Child.
Bebop being this big goddamn gasping for dear life sometimes.
Allergies.
They got my nigga Pinky. I love Pinky.
I never knew his real name.
He Pinky.
Yeah.
That nigga, his real name Pinky to me. Yucko. Say it again. Say it. Oh, say it again. Pinky, nigga. That nigga played the hell out of that role. But like, I don't know, y'all. We need love, man. We need love. We need love. Mm-hmm. We need love. We need love, man. And mind you, now, when I say we need love, I ain't talking about no kumbaya shit. Because we still got to come up with a strategic plan and implement that plan and be on one accord in that plan. And we got to know what our real goal and agenda is. So don't think that I'm just saying everybody just love each other and that's going to be what's going to save us. Hell no. When I say love, I'm talking about practical love. I'm talking about like, hey, we don't necessarily see eye to eye on certain shit, but I love my people just as much as you love my people because it's our people. We love our people the same, and we both want the betterment for our people. So no matter what little small disagreement we have, we can't allow it to outweigh our love for our people and our goal to better the future and the lives of our people. It's just prioritizing. It's just prioritizing. Your disagreement with your brother should not outweigh the fact that it's your brother. It just shouldn't. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. And I can say that factually. It should not. I got two blood brothers. We argue. We don't always agree. I ain't trying to kill him. I done had my brother Sean done actually threatened to kill me before, but he ain't do it. He just was on some other shit. But he didn't say that. He didn't say that threat, but he didn't do it. He didn't do it. And he wouldn't have done it if he even would have tried. But he didn't do it though. He just had his shit going on at that time and he went that far with it. You know what I'm saying? But like, even that threat ain't enough to make me be like, man, fuck you. I don't fuck with you. Like, that's my brother, nigga. That's my brother. If I can't forgive nobody, I should be able to forgive my brother. I should be able to forgive my mama. I should be able to forgive my daddy. I should be able to forgive her. She family to me. Like, that's family over there. That ain't just a woman I sleep with. That's family right there. Forever family. At the, oh yeah, okay, this is the episode when they think he getting head. Nah. But like, I don't know, man. Where your priorities sit. We put being right and our personal opinion and our ego over the betterment of our people, and we suffering for it. But you do realize your kids got to grow up in this system. Our kids got to grow up in this system. If we don't change this system, and I hope we realize, like, we got a window with this. We're not gonna always have this opportunity, because we do have an opportunity now. We got an opportunity now. We're not gonna always have this opportunity, y'all. We're not gonna always have this opportunity. If we piss this opportunity away being egotistical and thinking it gotta be our way instead of figuring out a way that we can just compromise, and just to be real, if you ain't gonna go on the front lines, how much can your opinion matter anyway? If you're not gonna be on the front line with it, meaning being Ice Cube trying to talk to Trump or trying to talk to the Democrats, that's the front line now. That's the people, and if it ain't the front line, it's further up to the front than where we at. We just doing a podcast. You just a nigga on Facebook or Instagram or some shit or Twitter. We at home. We not talking to these people directly. You just a nigga that's finna go to vote. Like, you just gonna go vote, and that's it. That's really it. You just gonna click a name. But that ain't the front line though. For the people that's in the front line, man, they need our support. Even if they make mistakes, they still need our support. Kaya don't do everything right. I don't do everything right, but we don't stop supporting each other because we don't do everything right. Like, my mama don't do everything right, but I'ma still support her. I don't do everything right. She gonna still support me. That's love. That's the type of love I'm talking about. Like, it gotta get to a point where we don't put our own ego before our people. We can't put ego over people. We just can't. Not if we want to be in a better situation as a people. As a people, man, we gotta sit down, man, and like really check ourselves. We gotta really ask ourselves, does it matter? How much does it really matter if you vote Republican? How much does it really matter? Because politics ain't gonna save this country. Politics is what fucked this country up. So how is it going to be what saved this country? Einstein said you can't solve a problem with the same thinking that caused it. That's some very, very real shit. So if politics fucked up the country, how politics going to fix it?
So I had a thought. I think because we've had to sacrifice so long and for so many generations that nobody wants to do it again or even try to sacrifice. Because with love, you do have to sacrifice something, but people don't even want to sacrifice the minimal for the greater good.
When has this generation, like, and when I say this generation, I don't mean like necessarily one, even though it do sound like one, but the people who did most of the sacrificing, they were our parents and the generation further back. Our generations, the ones that's doing the most talking, the most dividing, where have we sacrificed? Like, for real. If you under the age of 45, what have you really sacrificed for your people's betterment? And if we ain't sacrificing like that, how could we be tired of sacrificing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then too, you don't think Martin Luther King sacrificed a lot? Over and over? Malcolm X had marriage issues because of all the sacrificing he did. You know what I mean? He spent a lot of time not being able to be with his family, sacrificing because he knew his position and he did what he had to do to make sure he was there for the people. He had to be the voice of the people. He ain't spent a lot of nights at home. You know how much torment his wife went through? That was them sacrifices. Why you think he got killed? He sacrificed. He sacrificed. That's how he ended up getting killed. That was a sacrifice.
Well, our generation don't want to, so that was my point. They don't want to. So that's why they bicker, gripe, and whatever else they ouch throw up in the air about whatever.
And I get that. And that's unfortunate.
But it takes that to with love. You ain't when you ain't gotta sacrifice nothing when you ain't operating in that.
If we are afraid to sacrifice, I'm not gonna lie. We don't deserve freedom. We don't deserve it. Malcolm X said the price of freedom is death. Death. If you ain't willing to risk your life for your own freedom, how much do you really deserve it? Because if you're not willing to risk your life for your life, then you don't value your life enough. And that's just some real shit. That's some really real shit. I know it don't sound sweet, but that's real though. Because you get what you put in, right? You get what you put in. So if you're not willing to risk your life for your life, then shit, man, you living you living you living literally like held hostage by some other nigga or by circumstance. You ain't willing to take your shit in your own hand and take whatever consequences may come with that. And that's like a problem like what we have in America that don't get solved doing normal shit.
That's your mama favorite person. That Tabitha Brown lady
Literally, that's her for real?
who just came out of that little truck.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know she did acting and shit.
Yeah, she's an actress.
But I don't know, y'all. It's just one of them things, man. We gotta really sit down and really ask ourselves, what are we willing to do for change? You know what I mean? Like, if you want change for $1, you gotta give up $1. You gonna get it back. It just gonna come back in quarters or in dimes or a mixture, but you still gotta give something. You can't keep the dollar bill and get the change. Like you gotta what you willing to give. What are you willing to give, y'all? What are we willing to give, y'all? Are we willing to give up our way a little bit so we can be better in the future? Our people can be better. We talk all this shit about the future, about the kids are the future. What are we doing for the future, though? If we not raising them right because daddy ain't there, mama won't let daddy be there, daddy would rather be in the street. If we ain't raising the kids right, what we doing?
Mm-hmm.
So we not raising the kids right. We not even really raising them. We programming them to not like one of the parents. Like daddy saying don't fuck with mama, mama saying don't fuck with daddy because they got their own shit going on. They don't get a chance to grow up in a household with both of them in there. And I mean actively in the household, not y'all both live at the same place and get mail at the same place, but you ain't really playing your role as a parent in the house. I mean, really giving kids the opportunity to see their parents together, making this shit work as far as life. To be able to see a mom and a daddy come together and they hold a household down. Kids don't get to see that like that. And if they ain't getting to see that like that, then you really got to ask yourself, if you ain't helping the kids and the future on that level, and then you turn around and you ain't helping fight the system so they can grow up in a better system and have a better future in that way, then what the hell are we doing for these kids other than buying them niggas Jordans that they don't give a fuck about? Because to be honest, we buy all these expensive clothes and shit for these kids because that's for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's for us.
Yep.
It ain't no 3-year-old that really care about no Jordans like that. That's for us. That's for us to say, hey, I take care of my kids. My kids have Jordans. My kid has the new LeBrons. But them kids ain't gonna even remember them shoes.
Which means, what do we really care about? Do we care about status?
Yes.
Or do we care about literally our status as a whole, as a community? Like, where do we sit with each other in this world, and how can we grow? Not physical, monetary, tangible shit that's just gonna deteriorate over time.
We care about that status, man. Not all of us, but a lot of us care about that status.
And that's self feeding. That's feeding the ego.
Self-serving.
That's it.
Self-serving. But you know, I be seeing the Rock Nation brunch pictures, man. Y'all done seen them bitches on Instagram and shit with
be a lot of them in there.
Jay-Z, Kevin Hart, Puff Daddy, Meek Mill, all these niggas. Shout out to them, cause them brothers. But they all in there toasting and shit, happy as fuck. We rich, nigga. We doing this shit, nigga. We come from the hood. And I know them individually do stuff, you know, for their community. They all got little charitable shit they do individually. But man, what would happen if everybody in that room put some money up together, though? What would happen if they all put some money up together for our people? Create a program, an organization for our people. We need a leader right now, man. I don't feel like we got a leader.
No,
like
we
a
don't.
real leader. And see, that's the thing,
We
y'all.
don't.
This the thing. We argue, bicker, and focus so much on our difference in opinion to the point we can't never come together long enough to organize and strategize. And that's where we lose. We don't have no leader because we don't organize out what we have. We don't sit down and be like, okay, we got this person, that person, whatever. We got all these people. Who's going to be the face? Who's going to push for? Who's going to lead? Who's going to handle this? Who's going to handle that? Who's going to do this over here? Who's going to do that over there? Like, we don't have that. We don't have that. And as long as we lack organization, we're not going to ever be effective. Because one thing that the racist white people that run this country have over us, they got organization. They got organization. Even when they disagree, they still work together.
Yep.
If you don't believe me, go on Netflix and watch this docuseries called The Family. I encourage every single black person watching this to go on Netflix right now. As a matter of fact, I want to make sure it's on there still.
Yeah,
because they might have taken. They might have taken it out.
I do remember seeing it was.
It was limited edition.
But I saw one time it was finna expire too. So, but that don't mean that it did. If it ain't on Netflix no more, you can see that at your job. You can see that happening at your job.
Yeah, but you get that real breakdown on this shit here, though.
True.
You get a real breakdown of that shit. Yep. That don't.
That ain't it.
It's the same name, though. There you go. It's on there still. Shit, yeah. The motherfucking Family, nigga.
It's a Netflix original series.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing but, 6 episodes? 7? 5. It's 5 episodes.
And they like 49 minutes a piece. Well, we'll say an hour. About an hour a piece, right? You know what? I want to turn fuck that, I am. I'm going to turn it. Damn, I can't do it. All right. Hold on. I wonder if it's a way I can put a link or something to it.
You'll have to log in and.
It's called The Family. It's spelled normal. TheFamily. It's called The Family. It came out in 2019. And this whole docuseries is surrounded by this dude named Doug Coe. And Doug Coe ain't even a politician. He's what would you call him? He ain't like a preacher. He ain't like a preacher. None. He was like into religion because the whole basis of their whole concept of everything they do centers around Jesus.
I guess you would just call. I was gonna say a public figure, but he never was a public figure. He was never in the public eye.
Yeah, he was hidden. He was behind the scenes. I'll say this, for a lack of better words, he was a spiritual advisor.
For that organization.
But the way he maneuvered, he was behind a lot of the a lot of the political moves that took place in America. He was behind it. Secretly behind it. Dude named Doug Coe, Dougcoe. And the guy who did this docuseries, he actually wrote a book about this shit because he was a part of the it's really like a cult, man, that they had in Virginia. This shit took place in Virginia. I'm gonna tell you too, Virginia is a place, but that is one of them places in America where a lot of the shady shit that the government do stems from. Virginia is a motherfucker. That is a place, dog. People don't even know Bin Laden was in Virginia when them niggas claimed they couldn't find that nigga. Like, niggas don't know that. That nigga was literally at a FBI base, dog. That nigga was literally there.
It's not surprising that it's in the South.
Yeah, exactly. It's also not surprising that that's the place where Willie Lynch was when he did his little speech and shit. When he did that, he was supposedly in Virginia. It's a lot of racial shit that took place in Virginia that changed some shit, shifted some shit. Virginia is a lot of shit come from Virginia, man. Not to say Virginia a bad place, because it ain't, but it's just the that's like government headquarters damn near.
You like secret government.
Yeah, like it's like government headquarters. You would think it's DC, but it's more so Virginia. As far as the underlying shit, it's a lot of crooked government political shit that took place in Virginia. You know what I mean? Like, that shit crazy, man. But watch The Family, man. Like, it explains. To be honest, when I watch it, it look like they talking about the new Illuminati to me. That's what it looked like to me. The current day Illuminati, not the good Illuminati. Because Illuminati was actually a good thing. It was supposed to enlighten people. That's why it's called Illuminati, like illuminate. It was supposed to be a spiritual thing where they enlighten people spiritually. But this nigga named Adam Weishaupt, Weishaupt, Weishpt. I think it's Weishaupt. I don't know how to say it. But this nigga named Adam Weishaupt, Weishaupt. When he got his hands on the Illuminati, meaning when he joined it, he changed it. He switched the whole shit up. And now, ever since him, we got this new version of the Illuminati, which ain't about enlightening. It's more so about pulling the wool over your eyes and keeping people in the darkness while they do little shit in the dark. You know what I mean? Like, behind closed doors, and it's real fucking shady. And they run the world.
No pun intended.
Basically, they run the world. You know what I mean? They run the world. But when I see this shit, though, it really put it. I think this is basically them niggas. Not all of them. But this is a section. A section of the Illuminati. Like, part of it. Not all of it, because the shit bigger than we think. But, man, this shit is a cult, man. They got 5 episodes. I think every black person should watch this. You see how they work. You really get to see how they work. Like, it's an episode on here, man, when one of the political niggas fucked around and cheated on. Well, he didn't cheat on. He fucked one of the members of the group, the members of the family, the group called a family. That's what they call it in this. The family. He actually fucked one of his group members' wives. He fucked his wife. And they had a affair going on and all this shit. And this is a political nigga now. He was like running for office and all that. But in the midst of that little scandal and everything that was going on, they covered it up so good in the media. And they didn't go on, they couldn't have gone online, but they didn't go on TV and talk shit about each other or no shit like that. They kept that shit completely under wraps. You know why? Because they realized, hey, y'all two got this thing going on, but we can't let y'all personal issues overshadow and outweigh the overall goal for what we trying to do. If black people could understand that, we'd be so much better off. We wouldn't be online wasting time talking about Ice Cube. It ain't even about Ice Cube. Whether Ice Cube did anything or didn't do nothing, the election shit still the issue. It's still the focus. It's still what we really need to be honed in on. It ain't about Ice Cube. It ain't about Ice Cube, dog. But it's so easy for us to get distracted and run online and start talking about Ice Cube. We got Trump and Biden as our options for president. Do you really think I give a fuck about are we there yet? I don't give a fuck about no are we there yet? I don't give a fuck about NWA. Like, I love Ice Cube. And I'm in support of Ice Cube. I think Ice Cube got our best interests at heart.
Yeah,
but
man.
if Ice Cube make a bad decision or a good decision, he ain't the focus. He's not the focus. I ain't worried about are we there yet. Like, I'm not, man. Like, you know, like, it just ain't about Ice Cube, man. But it's so easy for us to get distracted, man. And we gotta realize we talking about politics, which is never straightforward. It's never straightforward. Not only is it never straightforward, it's never completely honest. And not only is it never completely honest, it's never genuine. It's never completely genuine either. So I say all of that to say, they could have manipulated Cube. They could have found a way to manipulate him. They could have found a way to, cause he's not a politician. So they could have found a way to like finagle that in a way where it's like, okay, we gonna use you for our benefit. You trying to do some shit that's gonna be good and it's fair for the people and it's gonna help, you know, black folks. But we know all the loopholes, so we know how to take this shit and use this shit to our advantage. We know what you're trying to do, but we also know how to stop that from happening. And for all we know, that's what happened. But we don't know exactly. But all I can say 100% is Cube is a brother, and I ain't turning against my brother.
We gotta know who our help is.
I ain't turning against my brother. I ain't turning against none of my brothers. I'm not turning against Kanye. I ain't turning against Ice Cube. I ain't even turning against Umar Johnson ass, who I don't really know what the hell going on with that bro. Like, to be honest, I don't know what's up with him. But I ain't turning against my brothers. I'm not. I might not understand some of their moves. I might not understand why they say some of the stuff they say or do some of the stuff they do. But I ain't turning against them, though. I'm not turning my back on them. That's my brother. I'm not turning against none of my sisters. Candace Owens, I'm not turning against my sister. I might not agree with some of the shit she believe in or some of the shit she say or do. I don't think she is as wrong as a lot of people make her out to be, though. But I don't give a damn if she right or wrong. I'm not turning my back on her. I'm not turning my back, because that's my sister. We gonna need her at one point. We gonna need her. You know what I mean? Maybe it's some stuff like, I don't know. I just be like, why we can give everybody the benefit of the doubt but our own people?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't think we deserve that. Why are we just as skeptical towards each other as we are about our oppressors? My bad. We are our oppressors as well. Because we ain't just oppressed by white folks. by crooked white people, racist white people. Them ain't the only people that oppress us. We oppress us.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the damn store the other day, me and Kaya. We went to the store and got the wine and shit. And this dude came in here, black dude, black boy, young nigga. He come in, and he got on this coat, and the whole time he in the store, it's him and 4 more dudes, and they awkwardly just standing in the store, awkward as hell, just standing in the store. They not in line, none of that. They just standing there, and this dude walk in, and he got his hand in his coat like this the whole time. And in my mind, I'm like, why the fuck are you doing this, bro? Like, I already strongly believe you don't have a gun, but now I'm on guard in case you and your niggas decide y'all finna pull a jack move, because niggas is stupid. Niggas be doing dumb shit, especially around here in Albany. Niggas be doing dumb shit. So I'm sitting up here with my bottle of wine, and I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, if this shit go down, how I'm gonna handle this? It's an older man standing off to the side watching them the whole time, but he's older. He couldn't have done nothing to really help. He would have ended up getting shot if the dude really had a gun. It ain't really too much he could have did other than been a decoy. But he's watching. The dude at the register, the Arab dude at the register, he's watching. He ringing up other people, but he watching though. I'm watching. I don't know if Kaya watching.
Yeah.
But I don't know if she watching. But I was in line in front of her, and they migrated behind me. I let her go in front of me. I told her, you can go ahead and go. And I let her go in front of me. So after she got what she got, I know Kaya. She gonna try to like wait up for me and shit. You know what I mean? Like, I had to just send her ass. I told her, and I'm so thank you. Because I ain't gonna lie. To me, it was a 50-50 chance that you was gonna just not cooperate or catch what was going on. So thank you.
I already knew what was up.
Thank you for not fighting me at that time. Because if that really was on some real shit, that would not have been the time to fight against what I'm trying to do. Because I'm trying to make sure you straight. So I told Kaya after she got her shit, I was like, shit, I'll be out there. I didn't want to just be like, go outside. But I was like, I'll be out there. And she did her little shit right there and walked out. And in my mind, I was like, thank God she didn't fight me on that. Thank God she didn't fight me on that. Because you know how it be in them scary movies. The dude would be like, don't run, go. She'd be like, no, I can't leave you. Bitch, go. And I don't even use bitch like that. But damn, nigga, it's real right now. Go. You know what I mean?
I had already sensed what you sensed. I ain't feel comfortable in there either.
And we're black. All of us, ain't everybody in that store black except for the dude ringing people up. But sometimes, man, we move. It's just sometimes the way we move, y'all. Sometimes the way we move. It ain't have to be no white people involved. Sometimes the way we move it just ain't right, bro. Like, we don't need to move like that. So I said that to Kaya. She went outside. And I'm sitting up here thinking to myself, like, I'm so glad she gone. And some shit happened to me, cool. But I want to make sure she's straight. And I'm thinking, like, about the other people in this store. And I'm like, I'm the most able-bodied person in here who could bust a move. But at the same time, it's 5 of them. Like, if they finna bust a move together, ain't really a whole lot I can do. But I'm going to do what I can. I knew for a fact that bottle was going to go cross somebody's face. Somebody was going to have a bad night. And it wasn't just going to be me. You know what I mean? So,
cause I kept a good grip of my bottle in my hand. And when you sent me out the door, I turned around and looked inside the store because I wanted to know I need to have my eyes on you.
Yeah. But it wouldn't have really been much you could have done. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, the best thing you could have done was call the police and get the hell on. You know what I mean? But I know that wouldn't have been what you would have did probably. But that would have been the best thing you could have done.
I still need to know what would have happened, though.
Yeah, but you also don't want to be a part of what happened. You know, you don't want to endanger yourself, because it's like in that situation, you either gotta be strapped and have a weapon, or you gotta know how to be a weapon. Like you gotta know how to fight. Like if this shit boiled down, I know how to really for real protect myself. Like the best thing you could have done was remember what people looked like, what they had on. You know what I mean? Like little shit, like the details. So when you do talk to a police or somebody, if some shit go down, you can say what happened and who did what and what they look like, and you could have helped in that way. But I mean, thankfully, I don't know what the fuck bro had going on, but bro ain't do nothing. But in my mind, I'm just like, why, like man, we black. Why are you just gonna go in the store with a coat on in your hand and your coat like that, man? Like you look real suspect, man. But that shit had me so heated, dog. I was so heated in that store, dog, because I felt bad for him. I felt bad for them. I was like, man, I don't want one of y'all to get killed, man, fucking around with no police moving weird like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, be smart, bro. And then Cotton was telling me about some shit. This didn't happen in Albany, but he was telling me about some shit where it's like, this older dude, like an old head, was trying to talk to a younger dude about like, hey man, you know, like get out the streets, man. You gonna die out here if you ain't careful, man. You know, doing this gang stuff. He just trying to talk to him, and the young dude said to him, "You better haul ass, nigga, before I burn your ass, before I kill you." He threatened the old dude just for talking to him. I didn't see it myself, but Cotton said it to me. Like he told me what happened on the video, and I don't think he told me where it happened. It didn't happen in Albany, but like I can believe it though, because I know that niggas out here. I know it's way too many of us out here that don't value life, and we just operate from a place so dark and so broken that we would definitely kill and shoot and hurt the people who trying to help us. We do it all the time anyway.
I have a feeling after you told me that I cannot describe. Like it's very saddening.
Yeah. When you care.
It's saddening,
when you care.
But it also pisses me the fuck off. Like I want to find him. Like, bro, what is wrong with you, dog? Like, what is wrong? What happened? for you to give that energy when he didn't even give it.
What I really think wrong, man, they need love. They ain't had love in life apparently. They parents probably ain't love them. They probably ain't got nobody that really showed them that their lives matter and have value. And they deem value and money to be they deem value to be based on money. And they deem respect to be something that you don't earn it, you force it, and you force it through violence. You know what I mean? Like the whole yes sir, no sir shit, that shit way out the window. That fuck a elder, nigga. That's just an old nigga. He a lick, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, and they feel with so much hate, so much anger, so much animosity, so much resentment, so much hurt. Cause that's really what it is. They feel with so much hurt that they not human no more. They don't operate like humans anymore. It's like niggas that's institutionalized.
And we fail to realize that's a part of the plan.
Yeah. Shit, yeah. Hell yeah.
But we ain't gotta be a part of that system though. But it's just sad to continuously see and hear that over and over and over.
No matter who you are as a black person, no matter how woke you are or how woke you think you are, no matter how much money you got, how comfortable you and your family are, no matter how wherever you sit in the world or in this country, you gotta know that we are failing as black people as long as we have shit like that. We ain't doing something right. Something ain't being done right. You don't have to agree with what we saying here today, but you gotta know, if we was doing the right shit, we wouldn't be having scenarios like that. We wouldn't be having young kids threatening older, like elders, just for talking, just for saying, hey man, I care about you. I'm your elder. I don't want you to be killed out here. I don't want you to get locked up, man. I don't want you to fall victim to gang violence and some other shit that really ain't even important. To be that far gone, clearly we ain't doing something right. With all the killing and the murdering and shit that going on in Albany, Georgia, and around the country, clearly we ain't doing something right.
We gotta do something before this shit become irreversible.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
you all right, man? Your leg is
cause
going.
that shit pissed me off. That
nigga leg is going, boy. God damn.
Like, I cannot explain how I feel about stuff like that. Like, I cannot explain it because I have several emotions like surging through me at the time, and I don't be knowing what to do with them. And I know like being angry about it doesn't benefit. You know what I'm saying? But I can't deny that it pisses me off because it don't have to be like that. Like, what? I am confused.
Yeah.
I am straight confused, but I'm not at the same time. And it's like, we just don't have to, we don't have to be there. We do not have to be in that. We don't have to be in that place. And somebody tried to prevent it, or maybe not prevent it, but steer him back on a different path. Like, hey, you got another option. He did what he was supposed to do and was met with that.
That's how it go though.
And I'm just like, it starts at home. Start in your own household, man. Because like you said, man, they ain't getting no love, man. They wasn't getting no love as a child, as an infant, as a toddler, as a adolescent. They was not getting it. They were not getting it. And what they thought was love, they was getting it out there in the street or wherever they was at. And it's not that. It is not that. It is.
Yeah. Cause you get shot and killed out here, man, on some gang shit, on some other shit. Them niggas is not. Nigga, life goes on. Life goes on.
You become a t-shirt and that's it.
Yeah. Life goes on. And it's like we gotta really just sit down and think about what we, like I said in the beginning, man, what is the goal? What is the goal? If we got exactly what we wanted as black people, what does it look like? What is it? Where would we be if we got exactly what we wanted as a people?
What would we do with it?
That too. That's a whole nother. Cause like, to be honest, y'all, it's 2020. We got access to any and everything we need. But look what we doing though. Like, how many Rock Nation brunches we gotta have? Like, how many niggas, how many people, like, how many Jordans you gotta buy? How many cars? How many chains? How many grills? Like, and I'm not saying there's something wrong with getting that stuff, but I am saying like, man, like, we gotta realize where we are. We gotta realize where we are statistically, like as far as the status quo, the ladder. We gotta realize where we are. We got to realize where we are as far as location-wise. We are in America. LLC. This shit is a company. This shit is a business. Big business. You know that they make, Big Pharma, to make like drugs that make you worse than the thing that you trying to treat. The side effects are still there. So the same shit that's causing people kidneys and liver and shit to shut down, but they taking it because they got an actual ailment or illness. If you just popping them bitches like Skittles because you want to be high, Think about what you're doing to your body. Like, and you're doing it for a temporary feeling.
You're doing it because you doing it when you don't even need it, and you're messing your body up to the point where maybe down the line you're gonna need this pill and more, and you're not even gonna want to take them. It's people that's taking 7 and more pills a day.
Yep.
Just to be able to function somewhat normal. Man.
We gotta love ourselves, man. We gotta love ourselves. We gotta love our people, man. I ain't trying to preach. I'm just trying to reach. But we gotta do that. We got to. If we want this shit to get better, man, we got to. Like, I'm tired of RIP, man. I'm tired of that shit. That shit old. That shit dead to me. I'm tired of RIP, dog.
We shortening our own lifespans, man, for nothing.
We just gotta realize that systemic genocide is a real thing, man. All this shit is systematically put in place. All of the trends, the dangerous, poisonous trends in black culture currently, that stuff was systematically placed there. And we gotta know, like, man, it's record, like, these record labels owned by the government, man. Major record labels, they owned by the government. Why you think the music that they allow to be big and popular is what it is? Why you think a lot of this shit that you hear on the radio, that if you really sit down and think about, like, bro, that is not a healthy lifestyle. Why you think that stuff is so glamorized and put out, and they make sure you see it and hear it all the time, everywhere?
Mainstream.
Mainstream. But why you think all the shit we see in that is literally parallel to the problems in the country and our community? That shit go hand in hand.
But because it makes you feel good.
That shit ride because it ride in the club or it ride in the car. You know what I mean? It's like, but
and you keep supporting it.
It's like, come on, man. Like, imagine being a racist white man amongst other racist white men who has the power to have cocaine put in low-income neighborhoods, impoverished neighborhoods, the hood, right? And you putting this shit here to kill the people that occupy this space. But instead of you actually selling it to them, you just put it where it's available for them to sell it to themselves. And they actually do it. Mm. Imagine how you feel as those white men. You gotta sit down to yourself with your cigar or whatever the fuck you got in your hand celebrating this dumb shit. You gotta sit down as that particular racist ass, crooked ass white man or white men and think to yourself, these niggers are stupid. These niggers, not niggas, niggers are stupid. They'll fall for anything. That had to be a thought. And they had to be proud of this fucked up ass system they made that is working perfectly. It works perfectly.
Yep.
It works perfectly, man. But if they can create a shady system, we can create a good system for ourselves. And we could change the trajectory of our people's future, man.
And we've done it before.
Yeah. Black Wall Street was very, 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 very good for us. But you saw what they did with that. But that don't mean we don't need to keep trying.
Right.
We don't never need to give up. And a lot of the shit we talking about today, tonight, is passive ways of giving up. Substance abuse and just not caring about your own life, that's just a passive way of giving up. Not caring about somebody else's life because you don't care about your life, just a passive way of giving up. It's a lot of shit that we do as a people right now that, to me, it look like we giving up. We really giving up. We so tired of fighting, we just like, fuck it. Mm. Fuck it, dog. Like, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of living like this.
And I guess that's what I was trying to say earlier about like the sacrifice and like folks tired. Folks tired.
I'm tired talking about this shit.
Hell yeah.
I'm tired, man. Because it don't have to be like this.
It don't.
There are so many ways with the privileges. I don't want to say privileges, but with the opportunities that we've been afforded right now with the advancement of technology and the fact that we have so many of us that's rich or wealthy and in a position to create opportunities for ourselves and others like us. It's just crazy that we still where we at, man, that we still got these same problems and issues. But that's how you know that it's not about money. If it was about money, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If money was the answer, we would not be having this conversation. If opportunity was the answer, we would not be having this conversation. When you think about the things we don't have, despite the fact that we got plenty of rich black people now, despite the fact that we have black billionaires now, despite the fact that we've had a black president, despite the fact that we have all these things that we can say are true, and it's like, damn, when you think about where we come from, it's like, damn, we done made a lot of progress.
Mm-hmm.
But despite all of those things, we still having this conversation. It just goes to show you that none of that shit was the answer to what was really wrong and what we really needed. But out of all that shit that I just said, ain't none of it love. Ain't none of it unity. Until we get to that place, we gonna stay here. Until we get to the place where being right ain't more important than being healthy, being real, being loving, being brothers, being sisters. Being right cannot override being a brother or being a sister to your people. That should not override that. But as long as that overrides it, then where we at? As long as we take all these blessings God bless us to have, as long as we take all the benefits that we able to benefit from because the work our ancestors did before us, as long as we take all of that and waste it and blow it on frivolous, superficial, material shit that don't do no good for none of us, we gonna stay where we at.
Basically.
Until we keep having these generational battles, old against young, until we quit having these colorist battles, light skin versus dark skin, you know what I mean? Cool against lames. Like until we stop with the fucking comparisons. I love Kobe. I love LeBron. I love Jordan. I'm so glad that they were able to make an honest living and escape the impoverished environment and an environment that was not built for neither one of them niggas to excel to the level they excelled to. I'm so glad all three of them were able to do that. I don't give a fuck who scored the most points in their career. I don't give a fuck who averaged the most triple doubles. I don't give a fuck who got the most rings. I care that them niggas did not get killed because of this fucked up system that they had to grow up in and maneuver in. That's what matter. I'm not going to waste my time comparing them. That's a waste of everybody's time. And I see that shit all day online. Like, people are fighting very hard to make people not like Jordan.
Yeah, they do.
Or LeBron. And it just...
They fight hard to... We fight way too hard to try to make people like or believe things that we like or believe. And it's like, we all different.
Mm-hmm.
She like pink. I like black. He like blue. He might like purple. Like, okay. We like different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got their own space for something. Stop trying to force something that don't fit. You can't put a square block in a circle hole.
We got to educate ourselves, y'all. It's two things that I see that's the root of all the shit we talking about, and that's fear and ignorance. We got to educate ourselves. If we educate ourselves, we'll realize we ain't really got nothing to be afraid of. We really don't. If we educate ourselves, we'll realize that we are brothers and sisters and we really all we got for real, for real. Ignorance is the number one issue here, though. We don't have to be ignorant, man. This computer, this handheld computer, we can learn whatever we want to learn from this. Your elders, instead of threatening to kill and hurt them for trying to talk to you, listen to them. Talk to your mama, talk to your daddy, talk to your grandparents. Really talk to them. Get an understanding on where they come from, what they dealt with. Get an understanding, learn from our elders. That would help us be a lot less ignorant. And to be all the way real, we learn from their ignorance. Because there were things they were ignorant to because they grew up in the survival age for real. They didn't have social media where you can just create a career out of just being pretty and being on Instagram. They didn't have Instagram where they could just make a career being pretty. And there you go. You get a lot of likes, so now you made a career out of that somehow, some way. They didn't have where they could just buy a computer and get some software and a mic and just start recording music and be a rapper or a singer or podcast. Or, they didn't have the opportunities we had. So in a lot of ways, they were ignorant in ways we couldn't because they couldn't just go to Google and learn anything they want to learn. Go to YouTube and learn anything they want to learn. They had to find a book.
Stop.
And it ain't always easy to find books on shit. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't have the access to the world that we have. We got access to the world now. Not just what's in our community. Because back then, there was a lot of communities that was deprived of shit. And they couldn't get it if it went in their neighborhood. They couldn't get it if it wasn't a few blocks away. We live in a world now, nigga. I can get knowledge about Australia in less than 3 minutes. I just need to search it and read a little bit. And I can start learning about Australia, like really learning. I can learn how to do anything on my phone. So, like, we got to understand what we got and we can't take it for granted. So, my conclusion, at least for what I can sum up right now, because I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm just tired, man. I'm tired. But, because, like, talking about this shit and thinking about this shit and feeling all of this, I'm tired, man. But, like, my conclusion, though, man, we need unity. We need to come together and we need to stop letting small things that ain't that important come between us coming together. We need love. We got to see each other as a family because we are a family, dog. That's my sister. And my life partner and my sister. Like, we brothers and sisters, man. We gotta know that. We gotta see that. And we gotta respect that. And we gotta put that at the top. We can't let stuff override that. We can't let disagreements override that. We gotta really, really, really sit down personally with ourselves and ask ourselves, what role can I play for the betterment of our people? That's why our group named Blight Love. Not pimps and hoes. Not to get money click. Not no shit. Blight Love. That's us playing our role the best we can. This what we doing now? This is us playing our role. Our role is to try to put love in the air, man. Put a thought process out here that can, like, hey, man, you can love your sister, my nigga. You can love your sister. You ain't got to fuck all of them and treat all of them like shit. You can find you one and love them. That does a lot of good for our people. They need to see no more of that. We need to see more of that. Blight Love, musically, we not talking about crazy shit, man, that's going to make a kid feel like he got to get him a chopper and shoot whatever nigga try him. That ain't what our music about. It's in the name. Black love. Black love. We want to feed something to people that can help make people better people. And at the very least, we want to feed something that makes our people better.
Mm-hmm.
Something that we can make and that people that's of color can listen to and say, hey, man, I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. Juneteenth every day. That's something we made so we can be proud of that as a people. Because I'm not going to lie to y'all. Sometimes I don't feel proud to be black, man. Sometimes I don't, dog. Sometimes I don't. I am. Don't get me wrong. I am black. I'm black and I'm proud to be. But sometimes it ain't that easy to be proud to be black.
Sometimes it get a little embarrassing. Like, dog, man, like.
Sometimes, boy. Sometimes. But we also got to organize. And that's one of the most important. Because we got to be able to sit down and figure out how we going to get where we want to go. We got to choose where we want to go as a people. And we don't have a leader. Not to my knowledge. So we got to really figure out who our leader is. Is it Farrakhan? Is it Cornel West? Who is it? Who is our leader? And there don't have to be one. You know what I mean? But like, there's ways we can do this, man. But I really think it start locally. Like figuring out who our local leaders is. All over the country. Who our local leaders are. And once we establish who the local leaders are, like let's just say each state. Let's just say each city had 3 local leaders. 3 local leaders in each city. Those 3 local leaders meet up monthly, every 2 weeks, weekly, whether it's through video chat or in person, with the other leaders in other cities around their particular state. And they meet up on behalf of their individual cities, which is ultimately meeting up on behalf of their state. And they organize and they strategize and figure out what we gonna do for Georgia, what we gonna do for Florida, what we gonna do for Tennessee, and so forth and so on. Right? Right. Out of those people, those groups of leaders that come together, pick 3 out of them that's going to represent the state. And then those 3 people that represent each state do the same thing to discuss not global, nationwide shit that we need to do as a people. And if we could do that, maybe that would be the start of us organizing. Because there's no way to organize millions and millions and millions of people that's spread out everywhere that don't get to talk to each other. There's no room big enough for all of us to sit down. There's no Zoom meeting we could do where every single black person in the world can sit down and talk to each other. We can't do that on Facebook. And even if we could, we shouldn't, because this need to be private. It don't need to be out in the forefront, because if anybody can see it, that means the enemy sees it. It needs to be under wraps. It need to be low key. It need to be low key, nigga. So like, that's something I think we could do when it comes to organizing. I could be wrong, but shit, we got to figure something out. But that makes sense to me. Every city can have 3 leaders, 3 people that like a Martin Luther King, a Malcolm X, and a I can't even think of nobody else now because my mind's so fucking fucked up right now. But like 3 leaders. Like Larry Hoover, 3 leaders. Bam. Okay, y'all 3 niggas. Like let's just say we had 3 leaders like that in Albany. Those are the people who kind of runs the meetings here that we have. Low key though. We don't need to be blasting these meetings out so everybody can see, like know what's going on easily. It need to be quiet, discreet. But those be the heads of the meeting. And the people come and meet and we figure out what we gonna do in Albany. And if we did that in every city, man, and had these 3 people or 2 people, however many, it don't matter. But it does matter that we have heads, leaders, spokespersons, people who can speak on the behalf of that city, the black people in that city, and do that in all cities and do that with all states. That'll be a good way for us to figure out on a national level how we need to move and come to an agreement. And we could vote with that. That would be voting that would work. Have a black network based off of how I just broke it down, 3 for the city, and then take all the leaders in the cities and get 3 of them people to be representatives of the state. And we could vote when we start talking about the nationwide shit amongst the leaders all over the country. We can start talking about the nationwide shit and they can vote. It's ways we can do that. It's ways we can do that, man. We living in 2020, man. This is a lot of technology that would help make that happen. That can happen. And it don't have to happen. We can do some other shit, but we got to do something. But that's the way that I can see us organizing. Like just straight up. Straight up. Because I had a woman say to me today on Facebook, like, Ice Cube should have included us in his decision. How could Ice Cube include every black person in America in his decision for what he did? Did he not make videos talking to us? I saw live videos of that nigga talking. Mm. He was talking to us. But how can he talk to every single black person in the country at one time? And even if it's not at one time, how can he release something and know for a fact every single black person in the country gonna see this? He ain't got no control like that. That nobody can do that. He gonna reach who pay attention. If you don't click on it, that's you. But it's a way to organize, man. We gotta organize though, man. And we gotta know what we want, y'all. Anybody can gripe about what they don't want. But what do you want though? What do you want? I want for us to be good. I want for our future to be good. I want for our kids and the generations after us to grow up in a world where they know they got brothers and sisters that look like them. And they confident because they realize I'm not alone in America. Some of us, a lot of us felt alone here. We still feel alone here. A lot of us. But we ain't alone. We got brothers and sisters. We got people right next to us fighting. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't alone. We ain't alone, dog. We should have each other. I think we got each other. I know we be on some other shit, but I know I got her. And I know I got brothers. And I got sisters. I know I do. So we just got to get past our ego, man, and really see the bigger picture and what we need as a people, man, so our people will be good. Because we can't keep being slaves. We slaves, y'all. We can't keep being slaves. This shit ain't cool, man. And I'm going to just end it, though. You got something you need to say? Whether you agree or not, man, at least we care. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for tuning in, man. We ain't trying to bring the mood down or the vibe down or no shit like that. But at the same time, man, it's just something we got to talk about and figure out. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this again. I'm going to be very clear. A president is not going to save America. A president is not going to save America. A president is not going to save America. But you could help. You can help. You nigga. Yeah, you can help. Figure out what your role is. Figure out what position you can play to help make shit better in your community, on your block, wherever. If you can't do nothing but make shit better on your street where you live, do that. It matters.
Yes, it does.
It matters.
It matters a lot.
It matters. I went down to the school where I used to go to school at, and I cleaned up the whole playground out there by myself today. I had to do that. I know that sound like whatever to some people, but that shit matter, dog. We got to take care of where we live.
Mm-hmm.
But I challenge you. I ask you to challenge yourself. Sit with yourself. Put your phone down for a second and really ask yourself, what can I do for the betterment of my people? What can I do? Whether big or small, because I think a lot of times we think it got to be this super huge thing. It don't have to be huge. Small things are bigger than you think. What can you do? What can we do? You know what I mean? So with that said, man, I am Joe Henson.
I'm Briley.
We Black Love, man. We love y'all, man. And we need a lot more Black love. And we thank y'all for tuning in to Lane Shit Different Day, episode number 16. Y'all please check us out. Follow us, BLYKE_LOVE. Follow the podcast, Lane Shit Different Day, LSDD PODKAST. Outcast with a cake of the nigga hard, man. Shout out to Outcast. Shout out to the Dungeon family. Shout out to you. Shout out to our people, man.
Spread Black love.
Spread Black love, y'all. Peace.